It's easy to assume technical skills are the foundation of becoming a millionaire, but I've consumed dozens of books, content, and articles surrounding millionaire skills, and it turns out that lifestyle habits and human skills are more important than technical skills for becoming a millionaire. Habits shape our lives and ultimately determine our destiny. In this video, I'll be sharing with you the 7 lifestyle habits that have helped me get to where I am today, and they will help me become a millionaire. These habits have changed my life, and I know they can change yours too. You got this, bro. You are who you think you are. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the channel. My name is Tyler, and in this video, I will be giving you 7 life-changing habits that will help me become a millionaire. These habits have changed my life, and I know they'll change yours too. Let's get it. Habit number 1. Physical activity. Now, physical activity is a millionaire habit for several reasons. First, it increases productivity and focus by improving cognitive function, including attention, memory, and creativity. And all of these things allow individuals to work more efficiently and effectively, leading to greater productivity and success. It also reduces stress and improves overall well-being, which is important for entrepreneurs and professionals like ourselves who are experiencing high levels of stress on the day-to-day. And finally, physical activity requires discipline and self-control. Both are imperative when it comes to successful individuals. Now, I won't go into my whole workout routine, but for several years now, I've implemented a habit where I go no more than 2 days without working out. And this is a good way to help keep my mind and my body primed, and it's a way to implement workout and physical activity into my daily life, no matter how busy the season gets. Now, if I'm at home, I'm in a gym. If I'm traveling, I make sure I travel somewhere or we stay somewhere near a gym. If the weather is inclement or something happens to where I can't get to a gym, I'll throw on a YouTube video. Some of my favorite are a Bully Juice or a Juice and Toya. Something like that just helps me stay disciplined, helps me demonstrate that self-control, and it helps me, again, keep my mind and body sharp to succeed. Habit number 2, rest. Rest is an essential habit for millionaires as it helps to improve decision-making, reduce stress, and foster creativity and innovation. Rest can lead to improved productivity and decision-making, as plenty of studies have shown that sleep-deprived individuals typically perform worse on cognitive tasks. Rest is important for managing stress, which can lead to negative impact on physical and mental health. Rest can also help foster creativity and innovation by allowing the mind to wonder and come up with unique solutions to problems, as well as solidify all the memory that we've taken through reading articles and consuming content. Now, as a lifestyle habit, I like to switch on and off cycles of daily, weekly, and yearly rest into my life. So I call it a daily disconnect, weekly withdrawal, and an annual abandon. This is not my framework. I actually got this from the guy Lecrae, who has a great book talking about his lifestyle, but he barely went over this framework, and I actually took it and ran with it because it has absolutely changed my life. So as a daily disconnect, I try to take some time to meditate, or I go on a walk, at least 2 walks a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, unplug just to clear my mind. For my weekly withdrawal, I have 1 day a week where I don't do anything. I don't take meetings, I don't take phone calls, I don't do any work, and I simply do whatever it is that I want to do to rest. Now, it could be an active rest, like I can go play a sport, I could go golf, I'll go do something active, but I don't have to do anything productive or anything that directly impacts my triple bottom line unless it's rest. And for the annual abandon, every year I try to take 5 days where I completely disconnect and I separate myself from all responsibilities as a hard reset/recharge for my mind and my body. Habit number 3, read. Now, there's this quote that says, "A reader lives 1,000 lives before they die, and the one who never reads only lives one." And this is profound because essentially what a book is someone who's taken decades sometimes of experience and research, and they've put it into something tangible for you and I to consume in a day. And this is very, very important because I don't know of a millionaire or anybody who's successful for that matter who doesn't have a lifestyle of reading. On average, I like to read about a book a month. In addition to that, I'm always reading something in the Bible. Anytime you see me out in public, you can ask me what I'm reading and we'll be sure to have a great discussion about it. I like to read audiobooks as well, or consume audiobooks as well. I'm huge on biographies, and I'm really, really big on things that impact my triple bottom line of health, wealth, and relationships. I'm a content junkie, I'm a book junkie, and I'm always taking recommendations. I would actually say my Kindle I don't have it with me right now, but my Kindle is my favorite piece of technology, actually. I can have hundreds of books on me at a time, and I'm always consuming something. Strategy number 4, optimize time. Time is by far the most valuable resource we have. It's more valuable than money. Once we spend it, we can't get it back. And when it comes to wealth creation and financial freedom and productivity and all of these things, autonomy over our time is at the very root of it. We want to be free. We want to do with our time what we want to do when we want to do it. So when it comes to optimizing my time, there are 3 habits that I like to use in my daily life to help me do so. Number 1, outsource. I always ask myself if the thing that I'm doing is impacting my triple bottom line. And I also ask myself, okay, am I good at this thing? Can I get this thing done pretty quick? If the answer to either of those is no, then most likely I will outsource that task. I will pay the money or figure out who can do this task for me. And that allows me to focus on things that directly impact my triple bottom line or directly impact whatever project that I'm working on. Number 2, a time block. In business and in most professions, we're always bombarded with emails, Zoom calls, phone calls, and all sorts of things that take us away from the main thing, even if those meetings are associated with whatever the main task is today. But if you time block, you set yourself up for success, especially with emails and phone calls and meetings that you don't have to attend or meetings that you control. What this looks like in practice is, for me, I time block an hour in the morning just for emails. If it's outside of that hour, I'm not checking my emails. I'm spending my time on tasks that directly impact my triple bottom line or my main objective for that day. I do this in my personal life too. I time block for date night, self-care, relationship maintenance with my parents and my friends. Time is like money. Although time is more valuable than money, if you don't tell your time where to go, it'll just go somewhere without you knowing. It's the same thing with our money. So time blocking is very, very important. And finally, the daily highlight. And this is a game changer for me. It's probably my favorite thing here. So every evening during my wind down time, I think about the next day and I think of one thing that I need to get done today through my triple bottom line of health, wealth, and relationships. So one thing for my health, one thing for my wealth or my business or whatever, and one thing for my relationships. It could be a relationship with my wife. It could be my parents or a networking opportunity that I have or someone that I'm going to business school with or whatever. If I do one thing every single day, no matter what happens today, it was a productive day to me. And that helps me manage my time. Habit number 5, develop a growth and an abundance mindset. Now, this is key right here, y'all. I really do believe that most things in life you can figure out. So sort of gamify things and sort of fix your mind to believe that whatever circumstance, whatever situation you're in, you can figure it out. You have the tools, you have the knowledge, or you have access to the tools and knowledge to figure it out, but it starts in your mind. Do not let your circumstances keep you from receiving what you work and what you pray for. So developing a growth mindset, approaching life as a student, approaching problems as a fixer, approaching circumstances as a conqueror. This is an essential habit to becoming a millionaire and to succeeding in anything in life. So for me personally, I like to develop a growth mindset by, you probably guessed it, reading about it, consuming articles, consuming content, TED Talks, etc. that help me develop and learn about what it means to be a growth-minded individual and think in abundance. A more practical thing, and I mentioned it earlier, but I also like to gamify things. So whenever I'm in a situation, whether it's at work, in my home, or in the entrepreneurial space, I gamify it. I think about, okay, how can I figure it out? Who can help me figure it out? What do I need to do, or who do I need to be the person that solves this issue? And the last thing for me, affirmations. In addition to my daily affirmations, whenever I'm approached with a tough situation or something that I need to figure out, or I have a gap in knowledge, I speak life into it. I talk positive to myself. I talk positive to the situation or to the person who is in the situation. That puts me in the proper mindset to prepare to receive what it is that we're working towards or what it is that I'm working towards. Habit number 6, increase your knowledge about money. Money impacts literally every part of our life, and it's crazy to think that we weren't taught these things in traditional school. But it's important to build the habit of learning about money, increasing your financial literacy and your savviness so you can ultimately have your freedom and design the life that you want. A few ways that I increase my financial literacy is through books, YouTube, and people. So a few books that I like to read are, or that I have read in the past: Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Millionaire Next Door, The Psychology of Money, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. I'll throw all of those links below. also a couple of YouTube channels that you can subscribe to. Stephen Graham has a good channel. Earn Your Leisure is probably the best channel. And then Bigger Pockets Finance has a good channel as well. And then lastly, people, man, it's important to find or to surround yourself around people who have similar interests like you, and people who are smarter than you in money, but then also people who are just as curious and just as hungry as you, no matter where they are on the spectrum. I think both sides can push you to get the financial knowledge that you need. While financial literacy is important, it is also important to understand how money applies to you. For example, in my life, money is important because it's a means to wealth, it's a means to offense, it's a means to defense, and it's also a means to freedom. So if I don't figure this money equation out and understand how money applies to me, I cannot have financial freedom. I cannot play offense for my family. I cannot play defense for myself and my community. And I ultimately will never have full autonomy over my time, because at the end of the day, we're all exchanging our time for money. And finally, habit number 7, build the habit of gaining social intelligence or people skills. And I have 2 main points here. Number 1, social skills and people skills are important because you want to outsource your network. And what that means is you have to be very, very introspective and humble with yourself to understand, okay, what am I weak at and who in my network can help me? And how can I ask this person to help me with this task? This helps with productivity and efficiency, and it really streamlines the process to where we can focus on things that we're good at and use our network for things that they're good at. And the second point here is genuinely learning how to connect with people in person or on the internet. And this really starts with humility in ourselves and knowing that we're created for community. Like, we're not meant to do this life alone. Find synergy with people and find a reason to connect. I can't tell you how many times I've had people in my life that have been pivotal points in my life, whether they've helped me get into a door that I couldn't get into or make a connection that I couldn't make, simply because I reached out first and wanted to connect with them, regardless of what our differences seemed like on the surface. And I can give you a personal example of this. I remember I was finishing my thesis during my MPA program. I was at a coffee shop. I was the only black guy there. I thought I was the only black guy there, but I'm leaving the coffee shop and I'm really big into cars. I see this Aston Martin. I think it's the one that that James Bond drives in the movies. And then I look over and I see another black guy with his wife. And I nod, I wave. Then I go to my car. I'm about to leave. I'm done with what I came there for. And I turn around and I see that guy and his wife walking towards the car. So I stop and I'm like, man, should I approach them? How's that gonna look? But I did just want to introduce myself. I was in an area where there are not a lot of us. And again, I'm big on community. So I went over, gave him a compliment on his car, shook his hand. We ended up having a 30-minute conversation right then and there. And to this day, this guy is one of my closest friends. And I guarantee he'll be a big reason of why I make my first million and why I buy and grow my first business. And it all started with a conversation and me getting over myself or what anybody may think and just connecting with people. Again, we are here to do life in community. We're meant to do life in community. Now we are at the end of the video, but I have a bonus habit for you. Build discipline. Discipline is far more important than motivation, because discipline will allow you to keep going when you are not motivated. Discipline will allow you to overcome excuses when those legit excuses come up when it comes down to being successful and achieving your goals. The beauty about excuses is they are all legit. Some more legit than others, but nonetheless, excuses are legit. The difference between people that succeed and people that don't is the ability to eliminate those excuses. And you can only eliminate those excuses when you are disciplined and focused. Discipline plus focus equals success. Look, I'm rooting for you and I want you to design the life that you deserve. Thank you for tapping in with me on this video. If you like this, then maybe you will like this video here where I talk about my personal favorite book on habits and how habits can become our destiny. See you in the next video. Strategy number 1, optimizing, or no, that ain't it. And finally, the last thing under time, it's probably my favorite thing, and that is called something called,
Daddy, chill.
Stop, bro, relax. Take a deep breath. This might be a good little blooper. People might get a kick out of this, maybe not.